All right, guys, we're out here in the garage with the RPS racer, and as I promised, I'm going to show you how to do an oil change on this. This is how everything looks right here with the exhaust I put on it. And here is the stock exhaust, and from what I can see, right there is where you barely have access to this bolt right up in here. See if this thing will show it up in there. That bolt right there. You don't mess with any other bolt under there. Some of the old Hondas and stuff on the other side have tensioners for the timing chain. This YCF style and Boom Bader 125, all of them are like this. Right there is your drain plug. So I'm going to stick you over here on this little motorized mount. See if I can get that snap down on there. All right, you're on the motorized mount. What you need is a 17 millimeter with an extension. And I've got my little catch can that I made here out of a cut down windshield washer bottle. And this is a Motion Pro funnel. It's got a on-off on it. It pivots at the bottom. It's got a magnet on the side, so you can just stick it right there and hold on to it. So I'm going to have it over here ready to go when we go to fill. So you want to stick this up in there. It just barely fits with this exhaust that I've got on here. My goodness, they have this thing on tight. I'm going to have to try something else here. Let me find 17 millimeter. All right. Got a 17 millimeter here. I've got a little tool that I made for my lathe out of an old extension so I can use it for my chuck jaws. I'm going to see if I can get that on there. Break it loose by hand. Might have to get a cheater pipe. All right. Let's get that up on there. Use this other end like that in case you didn't know, FYI. You can use that hole on that end of this pipe, that crescent wrench. Golly, that thing was in there. You do not need to have these that tight. These should only be about 20 foot-pounds, if that. You just want the crush washer just barely done. It's no wonder they broke the motor mount bolt on this bike. The lower motor mount bolt was over-torqued, and it broke off. Now I've got a Honda bolt in there. All right. I warmed this up earlier today, a little while ago. I always like to take the filler cap loose. That way it doesn't hold any vacuum, just in case the crankcase vent is holding up there. I always inspect the bolt. There's nothing on it. Nice and clean. I've got right at 133 miles, I believe. We'll check it here in just a minute. Let's see. Always keep you some shop rags around. Paper towels, anything. Clean this off really good. Don't lose this crush washer. This right here is a crush washer. Now I dropped it. If you drop it like I did, make sure you wipe it off, because you definitely don't want to stick that up in there with any crud on it off your floor or any shavings or anything. Alright, that thing's just about done. What I'll do is I'll grab the handlebars and we'll stand it up a little bit. See how much more oil starts coming out. I don't know if you can see that little stream. But I like shaking the bike back and forth a little bit, get all the oil out of it. Looks like this thing takes less oil than some of the other bikes. It's only got about a half a quart of oil, it looks like, in it. And the good thing about this Motion Pro funnel is it's graduated, so you can pour exact amount of oil in it, measure it, and then let it go out in your engine and check it again. And we'll wipe this area off real good with your rag. Make sure nothing's left on there. Then by hand, don't try and use a power tool to start any bolt. You will cross thread it in a heartbeat, especially with the exhaust being kind of in your way. It's not easy even with this exhaust I put on here because it's a little bit over. Now let's see if I can get it in there. My fingers are so slippery from that oil, not wanting to hold on to it. Alright, get it started. The nice thing about this small T-handle is you can't over torque it with this unless you just got the grip of Kung Fu grip or something. He-Man grip, I don't know what you want to call it. But you can't get too much with it. And I'll just barely cinch it down a little bit. Right like that, and that's it. Not much tension on there. Okay. And I'll move y'all back just a little bit. Alright. Get the kickstand out of the way. See, this is the nice thing about this. That'll magnet right up there against the tank. And let me go grab the oil. Okay, guys, I'm back over here. Alright, I'm out of my dirt formula, which is normally what I put in these air-cooled, but I'm using the Amsoil metric motorcycle oil, 10W40. It's made for wet clutches too. The dirt seems to do real good on air-cooled, but this metric's basically the same formula. It's meant for European bikes and stuff. I keep it for my BMW, my K1600 right here next to this bike. So I've got that shut off, and since we got about a half a quart, I'm going to start with a half a quart. Let that roll down in there. Alright. Undo that. Stick it back right there. Put that underneath it. Wipe the dipstick off. We'll check it with the dipstick here. Alright, it needs a little bit more than a half a quart. Let's stand it up straight. I always like doing this with it level, not on the stand. Run it all the way down. Yep, we need just a little bit more. I was just a little bit under a half a quart just then. So I'm going to pour a little bit more. I was thinking it took close to 3/4 of a quart on these. The Boom Vader I had was right at 3/4 of a quart to almost a full quart. Yeah, she's going to want almost that whole quart. We must have been a little bit low from break-in. I'm going to go ahead and put almost all of it in there. This is a nice thing about having this magnet on here is I can just stick it right there and get the where the oil drain is and just stick it right below it. I don't have to worry about it all over the floor in the garage. Stand her up even. All right, guys, you see it's all the way full on the dipstick here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's all the way up to this spot right here. So that's full. So she's ready to go. Put the cap on the oil. All right, I'm gonna move this stuff, then I'm gonna fire it up. Okay, guys, we're back right here. Let's turn it on. Yeah, I got right at 132 miles on it. So let me reach around and grab this choke on the nibby carb. I don't know if I can do it from the wrong side over here. Yeah. It's right up in there. Full choke. All right. Now let's check the level again. Let's grab a towel over here. I'm just going to wipe it off on that. I know I shouldn't be doing that. I only got 2 hands. All right. Stand the bike up. Let it get some oil on it. Some bikes, they say to do it while it's on the side stand. Like Harley's, they're for on the side stand. But these bikes, better do it off the side stand. Still full. Perfect. Because you got to worry about that oil cooler. You'll have a little bit in the oil cooler sometimes left over. So you want to make sure that drains all out and you get good oil all the way through it. That's good. And that's a wrap, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'll show some more. Here's the rack I put on it. I'm working on that video right now, editing it for you. I'm going to put this one up because it's going to be nice and short. I don't know if y'all could see before, but this is a better view of this side exhaust here. I really like how it sounds. It's not overly obnoxious, and it sounds good. And when it's first fired up and it's kind of cold, as you downshift, boy, it does a little crackle popping out of it. It sounds good. So, I appreciate everybody watching. Like, share, and subscribe. I sure appreciate y'all watching my videos. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you on the road.